Comfortably inhale and comfortably exhale. Just inhale, exhale, eyes closed. Become aware of your breath. Become aware of your breath. Intentionally and gently inhale. Intentionally and gently exhale. Inhale and just hold the breath. Exhale and just hold the breath. Inhale, just hold the breath. Exhale, hold the breath. Sit totally in a relaxed way. Sit in totally relaxed way. Sit relaxed, trunk relaxed, legs relaxed, eyes relaxed, entire body completely relaxed. Relax your trunk, relax your seat, relax your legs, relax your hands. Let there be no tension in your hands. Let there be no tension in your neck. Let there be no tension in your head. Totally relax. Just relax. Now gently take your attention onto the top of the head. Relax entire scalp area. Relax entire hair area. Just relax your entire hair area. Relax your entire scalp. Front side, right side, back side, left side, top of the scalp, crown area, your fontanelle area. Relax entire scalp. Just relax. Then bring slowly and gently your attention onto your forehead. Relax your entire forehead. Left to right, right to left. Relax your entire forehead. Left temple to the right temple to the left temple. Relax your entire forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Gently, bottom of your forehead area. So you have your eyebrows. Relax your eyebrows, your eyelids, your eyes. From eyes, take your attention to your ear. Relax your ear, back side, front side. Relax. And gently from your ears, take your attention onto your nose. Relax your entire nose. Right side, left side, top to down, entire nose. Just relax. Down the nose area, down the nose, and your lips, upper lip, lower lip, and area around your lips, area around your mouth. See what is happening in the area around your mouth. Observe it and relax. Just relax. Slowly take your attention to your cheek. Relax your cheek. Just relax your entire cheek, top to down. Relax down the cheek, your chin and your jaw area, left jaw, right jaw. Relax entire your face. Relax your entire head, your entire scalp. Relax. Having relaxed the entire head, your scalp and face area, gently move into your shoulders, underarms, overarm, all around your shoulder joint. Relax entire shoulder joint and your upper arm, slowly moving down your attention from shoulder joint into upper arm. Relax entire upper arm, internally, externally, relax. Let there be no tension in your upper arm. Relax. Gently move down into your elbow. Move down into your elbow. Relax your elbow joint. Just relax your elbow. From elbow and move into lower arm. Relax your entire lower arm. Down up to the wrist. Just relax. Is there any tension in any part in your lower arm? Check. Just relax. Down to your wrist. Examine your wrist joint, your carpal tunnel area. Relax internally, externally, entire wrist. Your palm, your fingers, your fingertips. Relax. Relax your hand, bottom side, top side, fingers and fingertips. Relax entire arm from shoulder joint down to your fingertips. And gently take your attention onto from fingertips, take your attention onto your throat area. Relax your entire throat, right side, left side, top to down. Relax your entire throat. And from throat pit area, and gently relax your sternum area, your throat pit area, and relax your entire upper chest area, left to right, right to left, entire upper chest area. And relax your chest area. See, what do you feel in the chest area? Observe it and relax. Just relax. Left side of the chest to right side of the chest, right side of the chest to left side. And gently move down from chest area into the rib cage area, the front portion, the right rib cage, left side of the rib cage. Relax. Don't worry, stay relaxed. Your lower rib cage area, down the chest, and move into your abdominal area. Relax your entire upper section of the abdomen, left to right, right to left. Relax, relax. Is there any hotness? Is there any heaviness? Is there any feeling of bloating over there? Just relax. And examine your midsection of the abdomen. Entire abdominal middle section of the abdomen, and then down the middle section into the lower section of the abdomen. Move down into lower abdominal parts and relax entire lower abdominal area and lower abdominal parts. Stay totally relaxed in your chair and your entire front portion of the trunk, from throat, your chest, your abdomen, your lower abdominal parts, relax. And from lower abdominal parts, take your attention onto your neck. Take your attention onto the neck, top to down, entire neck, glance, entire neck. Relax. Right side of the neck, left side of the neck, top to down, entire neck. Gently moving down the neck, entire shoulder line area, upper spine, upper back area, and gently moving down into your shoulder blade area, your upper back area. Relax. Just relax your right shoulder blade area, left shoulder blade area, and move down into the mid-spine and mid-back area. See what is happening there. Is there any heaviness? Is there any pull over there? Any tension over there? Relax. Your mid-spine, mid-back area, right side of the spine, left side of the spine. And gently moving down into the lower back area, above the waistline, right side of the lower back, left side of the lower back. Relax. Relax your back, entire back, from neck down up to the waistline. Relax entire back, entire spine. Observe and relax. Now, getting down into waistline, relax your entire waistline. Since morning you have been working, maybe you are very tired. Just relax your entire waistline. Left side of the waist, right side of the waist, relax. And down the waist, your seat area, right side, left side, relax. Relax your seat area and relax your thigh joints, your groin area, entire thigh joint, relax. Relax your thighs, internally, externally. Relax your thighs down up to the knee. Just relax. Relax your thighs down up to knee. Relax your knee joint. See if there is any tension in the knee. Ensure there is no tension in the knee. If required, gently you can even move your knee. Doesn't matter, but ensure your knee joint is totally relaxed. And down the knee, leg down the knee, down up to the ankle. Gently move your attention down the leg, relaxing every part, every muscle, every bone. Relax. Every muscle, every bone, every tissue. Relax every cell. Down to the ankle, down to the ankle. Relax your heel, relax your heel. Relax your soul. Relax your toes. Relax your tips of toes, your foot, bottom, top, and terminals, toes and tips of toes. Relax entire foot. Relax entire leg, from thigh joint, your thigh, your knee, and down the knee, entire leg down to ankle. Relax your heel, relax your sole, relax your toes, relax your tips of toes. And from tips of toes, having relaxed entire leg, entire body, take your attention onto the top of the head, where you began your journey, and go on to the top of the head and just examine entire scalp area. Relax entire scalp and glance through entire body, top to down to the tips of toes, and relax entire body, internally, externally. Relax, relax, relax. You work very hard and you feel at times very stressed, and you feel at times very tensed. At the end of the day, you feel very tired. You need to remove that stress, those cortisons, those deposited, and you have to pump in oxygen, and you have to increase the blood circulation in that area, and you have to produce, and you have to more ATP you need to produce, and that feels you totally relaxed. So-called oxidative stress goes away. You feel very relaxed. You deserve at the end of the day a relaxation, distressing the mind. Distressing the mind is very important. So glance through entire body and internally, externally, relaxing every bit and piece of your body completely. Your mind, your software, very powerful, very powerful. It can do wonders when it can create such a wonderful world as we see today. Just in 100 years, the world what you see is amazing, amazing. How it is created, just your brilliant mind. It is a product of your mind. How creative the mind is. How brilliant your mind is. And such a mind can create such a brilliant world. And can't it do a small job of distressing the world inside? Very easy for it. Just relax, relax, relax. Now, just inhale gently. Try to inhale to the entire body, to the extent of whatever you can. Exhale from the entire body. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Each one of you, a wonderful hardware, a wonderful software, a $5,000 trillion a product. You are not an ordinary thing. That's what recently American scientists valued, the cost of the body, as they put it, minus life. Think, a 5,000 trillion body with a software and operating with a life in it. Just think. Inhale to every pore of the body. Exhale from every pore of the body. Just relaxing, relaxing. Don't try to stress to inhale or don't try to stress to exhale. The whole job is to just relax, just relax. That's very important. You need to take care of your hardware and your software. Just relax. And keeping your eyes closed as it is, just rub your palms in the front, warm them up. Generate enough warmthness in your palms. Hug them to your eyes, hug them to your eyes, hug them to your eyes. Open your eyes inside your palms. Into the semi-darkness into your closed palms, and nicely massaging your face and gently open up. Very good evening to each one of you. So we already getting into topic of knowing your inner chemistry. So that's the topic. How many of us influenced by the chemistry? How many of you really think that our life is related to the chemistry? As you watch some TV serial, isn't it? Like a Sherlock Holmes, or you see, like Dr. House, and like the medical doctors, they would love to watch like a Dr. House, or a Blacklist, or some movies like that. I wouldn't be surprised in case if you have in your bedroom a soccer player like bend like a Beckham, so his photo and his wife, isn't it? I wouldn't be surprised, you see. So, and you have, so Liverpool is very famous, but it became world famous because of the Beatles, So it is the Beatles, origin of the Beatles. Beatles rocked the world. And so Beatles also became very famous because they're the people who introduced, who made popularized, so the meditation. It became the first one of the highly, spiritual group. And the TM meditation, as we call today, transcendental meditation. And it rocked the world in America and everywhere it went. And where all it went from? From here. Had Mahesh Yogi told everyone, hey, come on, so do meditation, no one would have listened. But when Beatles, so people came to know their practice, everyone, so started. Why you keep that? So that Angelina Jolie photo. Have you seen that Stephen Hawking's recent movie? Theory of Everything. You have not seen that movie? Hey, what is this? Sitting in India, I have seen that movie. And you are sitting in UK, and here Liverpool and Manchester. Your own scientist, such a world-renowned, highly respected scientist, he is such a physicist and down-to-earth personality. And, who always questions about the existence of the God, Have you ever? So you should see that movie, Theory of Everything. Why do we see? Why do we see a evening opera or, a movie, or why do we see, why we see a particular drama or, serial, or on a weekend? So today you are very unlucky, you ended up in the friend's house, Otherwise, you would have somewhere in the restaurant nicely, spending your time, isn't it? So how come is it? You are here today evening. You are missing your chemistry today. So you want to know the chemistry. You are missing your chemistry, routine chemistry today. Why do we see that? I'm just getting into the subject. No? You are understanding, isn't it? Yeah. So there were these up to 1952 in America, elsewhere in the world, because America means now all of us, we look forward to America, in everything from technology down to, yoga, and, even now UK, hot yoga, I heard Liverpool is very, very famous. Because whatever practiced in America and now, so UK, and then from UK down to the Europe and now, so we, all of us, we emulate and we try to practice. So I don't know. It never used to be like that. But now, so Americans are very good in the marketing. So let us accept the fact that they're excellent in marketing. What does it mean? I'm giving an example. So in this 1952, those days, there's a company called a Marlboro company in America. So, Marlboro company? Its cigarettes are very famous, Yeah. So maybe my pronunciation bit, don't get confused, So, English is such a beautiful language, I can speak, So, what's your name, huh? Have you understood? This is also English is spoken like this, So I am asking, what is your name? So, accent changes from, region to region. That's the beauty of English, It can change in the tongue. It can change in the mouth, you see. So, that's why, you get used to my English. So, this Marlboro company, so they said all of their executives are sitting seriously like this in boardroom. They were thinking and, they were holding their head and the cigarette sales is very, very low, very, very low. And that Cuba, the small country, Cuba, very well. That Cuba, and so famous, and their cigars are sold everywhere in the world. You come to UK, you go to Europe, you go to Japan, you go to China, all rich and famous, and, so they smoke. And cigars sales is very high. But cigarettes sales is very less. And only women was smoking. No gent smokes. Why sales of cigarettes very low? Only women smoke cigarettes. Gents never smoke cigarettes. Gents smoke only cigars. I was thinking, not every woman smokes, isn't it? But many gents smoke. But what they smoke is cigar. They never touch cigarette. Cigarette. If I touch a cigarette, someone looks down upon me. Are you a male? So that's how. So what they have done, so they engaged. So the three so-called cowboys. Are you aware of the cowboys? Yes. So they engaged three models. The Dan, Clarion, or whatever their names, the three famous cowboys. So, and they went to Nevada desert, and then three horses, and off-necker, brown color, so off-necker, and typical belt, and a typical shirt, so made of like a jean cloth and shirt, and then they had a hat on the top of the head and a cigarette in their mouth, and so all the three cowboys and a horse, so standing by the horse, and then they gave that advertisement. Understand? And that advertisement, and every channel you see, any TV serial you see in between, and every movie, you go to the theater, and before every movie, so starts, and you see a clipping of this advertisement, and you open any magazine, so going in a plane or on the advertisement of the cowboys, and after 1 month of this advertisement, and then, so Marlboro company, So they went to Stanford, they went to Harvard, they went to Berkeley University, and they went to Georgia Tech, and they went to Washington, all universities. And so they distributed the cigarettes for free. So they have given the cigarettes for free. And the advertisement and followed by a free distribution of the cigarettes. And that year, so totally changed. The company recorded the highest ever sale of the cigarettes. And it did not stop there. And Marlboro company became number 1 cigarette selling company in the world. And within next 5 years, and the lung cancer cases, and next 10 years, multiplied, increased by 100-fold in America. The statistics shows that in next decade, it grew up. A advertisement lasts for 3 seconds. Just 3 seconds. Advertisement lasts for just 3 seconds. And those 3 seconds, and it influenced, it altered a human entire chemistry. He was hating the cigarette, and he was thinking the cigarette as, it is not a male is supposed to even keep in the mouth. And it is an object which is supposed to be meant for a woman. But an advertisement, and it changed that chemistry, that view of a male completely. It made a male to think a cigarette is in fact a status of a male. And when that product available, and then there was no agitation whatsoever. And they all went for it. And cigarette has become and the Cuba and cigars sale has come down drastically. Cigarette sale has gone up tremendously. So what happened? What influenced? Chemistry. It is purely a chemistry. So they know. So when they are making that advertisement, what kind of chemicals that you need to experience, you will be generating in your body and mind. They know very well what kind of feeling that you are generating. When you are watching an Avatar movie, when you are watching a Stephen Hawking's movie, or when you are watching, your favorite, your King's Speech movie, or when you are watching any of this Mission Impossible, they know every moment. They know at what point you are laughing, at what point you are crying, at what point you are generating enormous amount of adrenaline, you are burning with the rage and bubbling. You can see your child. Perhaps you are grown, you are not jumping from your chair. But you can see your child and he is virtually jumping from the chair. And he is going berserk and watching that. And he's seeing, he's thumping, he's jumping, watching a serial and playing a game. Haven't you seen? A soccer player, Liverpool, Manchester is world famous. For what? For the soccer clubs, isn't it? For football clubs. Manchester and these clubs are purchased, it's a big business at the end. But, your favorite, you all, watch. You never miss your, soccer game. And when your favorite, a player kicking a goal, and you feel elated, you jump. And the same goal hit by an opponent, you feel, you thump, you feel, damn, you hate that fellow. Goal is a goal, but kicked by your favorite star makes entirely different. Kicked by an opponent, the same goal makes you miserable. What is it? Have you ever thought about it? They are becoming billionaires. What about your health? You are thumping here, you are jumping in your chair. Have you ever seen what kind of chemicals you generated and what kind of chemistry you generated? And you would love to see again that movie, and you have your favorite star. Just to tell you, we are a product of simply a chemistry, influenced all the time by the chemicals inside. All your decision making, all your judgment, all your happiness, all your unhappiness, all that is simply generated on chemicals. These chemicals generate a feeling in you. And that feeling, for that feeling, to generate that feeling, to generate that chemicals, you are addicted to those chemicals and you want to generate those chemicals. Without those chemicals, you can't live. That's why you go for the same chemical experience. And that's how you made your favorite star. That's how you made your favorite movie. That's how you made your favorite musician. That's how you have your favorite everything. You have a favorite player. You have a favorite soccer player. You have everything favorite. And when that appears, in fact, you can't miss him. That's why you keep, in fact, in your bedroom also. When you see that player and you generate that chemicals, you feel very good about it. Suppose I say, I don't like that player. Hey, what kind of, a star you kept in your bedroom? What do you say? Do you like me? If I criticize your favorite star, do you like? You don't like it all. You just hate me. Hey, you are not my friend. Simple. You don't know anything, Mr. Kumar. You have no taste at all, you see. Simple, you say. Isn't it? That Beckham or, so Peely or anyone, Broadman or, so other way, England is very famous for cricket, those days, that is, he is an Australian player. However, so Gary Sobers or, so when you look at the contemporary, your English cricket team or anyone, maybe he may not be knowing you at all. Do you think Tom Cruise knows you? Do you think Brad Pitt knows you or Angelina Jolie knows you or any of these stars knows you? But they influence you and you are so much influenced by him. They are in their mind, in your mind. You really are influenced by every moment by why you want to only have that. Because when you watch that, you generate chemicals in you. You love those chemicals to be generated and again. Just like, why do I smoke? Why do I smoke? Because I like that. When there is an amount of nicotine ingested inside, don't think I smoke. I'm just telling you an example. Okay? Even you consider it's all right. But I'm telling you, why do I smoke? So when that nicotine, when it goes in, what is the nicotine? It is a chemical, isn't it? So when that nicotine content increases in my bloodstream goes into, all the cells it carries, my unconscious mind, and addicted to the nicotine experience, and it likes it, it wants it. In fact, first time, perhaps when I smoke, it is such a dirty thing, how the people smoke, I thought. But now, so my unconscious mind slowly got habituated, and now every half an hour or 1 hour, if I don't smoke, I can't sleep and I can't feel good. Why? The moment I pump in the nicotine, my unconscious mind wants it. Suppose half an hour, my nicotine content in my bloodstream has come down. And that experience is not there. So that unconscious mind, your cells are going hungry. Hey, come on. Where is my nicotine? Where is my nicotine? And what do? You know very well, doctor just told you, hey, come on, you stop smoking. But the cells are wanting the nicotine. And what did you do? So let me see later, So let me stop later, you see. Let me see. Maybe to get over nicotine, I think, so I can take some Linus Pauling, a 2-time Nobel Prize winner, and he discovered that, taking 5 grams of vitamin C a day, even you smoke a packet of cigarettes, doesn't matter. So now, tomorrow onwards, I will have a vitamin C, so no problem, but still I can smoke, isn't it? So you smoke. What is making you to smoke? It is which mind it is. Which mind it is. Is it a conscious mind? Consciously you know it is not good. But which mind it is? Your subconscious mind. So, this is how we are looking for a chemical experience all the time. We go to a restaurant, we go to a movie, and you watch a movie, you watch a serial, or without that serial, you can't sleep at times because that serial is so embedded into your life. And so we all have a different levels of addiction to these chemical experiences. I will not talk about the number of chemicals, and I am not going to teach you chemistry now. So these are the classification of the chemicals. These are called, neuropeptides, and these are the peptides, and these are called these kind of the chemicals. So your life is played and it is handled very well. So by those who know your chemistry, but you do not know your chemistry. We are all the time influenced by the chemistry, and we are addicted to that chemical experience, and without which chemical experience we can't live. And we never see in that perspective. We take pride in being addicted to a chemical experience. The point is, as long as someone decides your chemistry, and you are very miserable, So Stephen Hawking said deciding your chemistry, or, Spielberg deciding your chemistry, or, Keanu Reeves, so deciding your chemistry, or David Cameron deciding your chemistry, isn't it? So you read the newspaper, the moment you read, David Cameron, you either boiling with the blood or, you are relating, depends on which party you belong to. Now it's election time, isn't it? So all of you, read that, you are influenced. I know, come on, I belong to this party. No, come on, I belong to this party. So it overpowers your judgment. It overpowers your ability to see the reality. We all the time influenced so much by this. Just 3 seconds advertisement can make you, go to any supermarket and purchase. It can influence the way you dress. The way you dress, it decides from your underwear, underpanty to, your dressing style to everything it influences. Just think. Are we puppets? Are we puppets? Are we like a dog and going behind, wagging our tail behind the people? Is it so? So why is it? Why is it like that? What is happening to us? Where the problem lies? Have you ever thought about it? So now it is the time just to ponder about it. So where is this chemical experience and how it is happening within us and how it is generated? It's not one chemical you produce. Your body can produce 4 million chemicals. And when you are laughing, watching a serial, when you are watching a serial and when you are laughing, when you are watching a movie, when villain is beating the hero, and when the villain in the movie is behind the heroine, and then he is trying to rape heroine or trying to do something, your blood is boiling, the amount of the cortisols you are generating in the bloodstream is running, exceeding the capacity of detoxification that your liver can do it. Your liver can handle it. Your system can handle it. It's so completely flooded with that chemicals. In the next moment, and hero and heroine and coming together, hugging together, in the climax, and they go kiss each other, your testosterone hormone and your estrogen activity suddenly altered from adrenaline, a previous moment, and your entire chemistry shifted over to now a testosterone and estrogen. in 1 minute, just in 1 minute, entire chemistry changed. There is no industry in the world which can switch over in 1 minute or 2 minutes from one stream of chemicals to the other stream of the chemicals. There's no, in the world, there's no industry. So far, no human-made industry can do that. And just think of the ability your body is. And think it runs automatically. Are you doing anything? It runs fully automatic. You are not doing anything. 4 million chemicals it can pump in a fraction of a second, and it can shift from one production to the other production just based on your software. Just think of capacity of your software, so-called hardware and software called mind. How powerful your mind is. Are you an ordinary person? You are most evolved species on this planet who took 14.5 million years for you to become a great species called, an organism is called a 70 trillion cells and 130 trillion cells based a fantastic machine evolved. It is one of the best biological machine that ever a humanity or any kind of the animal kingdom can see it. We know very well about it. Don't you think about it? Absolutely brilliant it is. But, so how it is functioning and how we are handling it, absolutely no clue at all. Absolutely no clue at all. Let us try to understand and why it is happening, where the chemical experience is happening, which part of the body is producing the chemicals, why it is producing chemicals, what is the mechanism of the production of these chemicals. If we get to know, then there is a way out. Otherwise, I become a slave of my own chemistry. Someone decides my chemistry. As long as my wife decides my chemistry, I remain very miserable. I should tell my wife, hey my wife, my dear wife, I want to be very, very happy. Come on. You should never say any word which I don't like. You should never cook anything which I don't like. You should never wear anything which I don't like. So I tell my wife, is it possible? Then I should tell my children, hey come on. Hey, you should be like this. So, otherwise I will get unhappy. You should conduct like this. You should wear like this. You should study like this. It's not possible. That's how we get into the zone of unhappiness. So that's why I tell you. So whether after all my wife says a word, one word of my wife, really doesn't matter. If she says stupid, so what? If she says, Kumar, you are extremely good, so what? It should not matter to the Kumar, isn't it? But you just look at how Kumar is so mad. Just one word, he gives such a value to a single word of wife that he goes berserk. And just one word, he goes and hugs her. Just one word. One word. A word decides his chemistry, you see. So how it is happening? Why it is happening? As long as we depend on others for happiness, we are bound to become unhappy. Not possible to control any external mechanisms. Is it possible? I can't control myself. Where is the question of telling my wife? Is it possible? And can I control my boss? Shall I tell my boss, hey boss, I am coming here to work for happiness, my dear boss. I am not coming here, to listen to your, scolding and all. He will tell, get lost. Pink slip is ready for you. So people are happy if you don't depend on others for your happiness. If you don't give up to others, if you don't surrender to others, those who don't surrender to others, they are called independent. Their happiness is called independent. They are called masters. They are called, no one can decide my chemistry. Then my boss, even whether he shouts, whether he praises, and if my chemistry is not influenced, and if I can cheerfully smile, and my boss adrenaline increases, but I remain very cool. isn't it? Whether my wife shouts and whether my wife praises me, and if it doesn't influence my wife, if it doesn't influence me, I only love my wife all the time. Simple. If my children, whatever they do, if it doesn't influence me, I always love my children. I don't depreciate because they have not studied or, they have not done particular thing. That's too much of my expectation from them. Isn't it? Then I will remain very, very happy. So as long as your chemistry decided by others, let me tell you, you remain unhappy. So the day you know your chemistry, the day you won't allow anyone to decide your chemistry, and that day you are fantastic and you are cheerful 24 hours a day, you feel so happy, so happy. And those who feel 24 hours a day happy, irrespective of what's happening outside, whether it is a cold or a hot, whether it is so whether it is an unpleasant situation, pleasant situation, because life is bound to be ups and downs. Do you think you only have a difficulty? Don't you think I had a difficulties? I had 5 accidents. I traveled in a general compartment in a train, so because which you cannot afford to purchase a ticket in a reservation. You see, all of us, if I touch you, or if I touch your forefathers or your parents or you, and a story comes, a big story comes, how hard the life is. Is it that our life is smooth? How hard you are working? That's why we have to compliment ourselves. There's no doubt about that. Nothing is easy at all. But, you say, when everything goes dead wrong, and the one who smiles is called a winner. When everything goes right, and the one who feels pride and smile, nothing great about it. Nothing great about it. Isn't it? So when something goes wrong, and then you feel very, very bad. Oh Jesus, why you have given me this punishment? My God. You see? And why I am the victim, you think. But you never thanked him for all the credit. You always took the credit for all good things happen to you. But you blame the God, or you remember the God for all, bad things happen to you. Then you go to the church when there is a trouble. When there is no trouble, you go to the restaurant. You go to a movie theater. So we remember the God only when we are in trouble, isn't it? Whatever the religion it is, we are the same. We are a human, you see. Our chemistry is the same. It's not that, you only generate particular chemistry, I only generate particular chemistry. You have 2 eyes, I have 2 eyes, you have 1 nose, I have 1 nose, isn't it? We are all the same, frankly speaking. So that's how these people know how to play with us. And we are influenced by constantly. So now let us get into understanding how the mind and body functions and how these internal systems function. I have just given you an example that how powerful your whole system is. And do you know that each one of your cell, a world within itself. When you think a 70 trillion cells your body is having, and for me to create your replica out of your 130 trillion cells, I just can pick up one cell. Just one cell I can isolate. The technology is so high, and then I can create your personality, another personality of you, replica today. Understood? This is called cloning, isn't it? It's called a cloning. Simple. Any cell, now the latest genetics talks about any cell in your body can be converted into a stem cell. So far they thought, only mother, during the feeding the young child, so then while giving the birth, and then those stem cells are collected from the umbilical cord and they are stored and they are preserved, and then they are nurtured, and then they are useful for, growing a nose on the forehead and tongue on the cheek. Have you seen the Chinese pictures? So they have done that. Fantastic. But now the technology has gone a leaps and bounds ahead. Now any cell can be converted into a stem cell. Means what? Means Each one of your cell is having your entire genetic information of your shape, your form, how you have to be, what color you have to be, what length and what tall, what height, everything. How important every single cell in you. Every cell functions in two ways. It carries your entire genetic information, entire code within itself, but it doesn't stop there. But it also has a special function. It can function in a particular way. The cells in your genital area function in a different way. The cells in your abdominal area look for a good restaurant. Your cells here in your lower abdominal area look for a good boyfriend and look for a good girlfriend. And so the cells in this area look for a love God and, look for a God and, look for, something called spiritual guru or a yoga teacher and looks for this. You're using this. And the cells here and makes you so compassionate. You can't see a bird suffering. You can't see an accident. The other day, that fellow drove the aeroplane very crazily into Alps, and all of you carry the candles and you lit, so the departed souls, and in your community someone passed away and you all go there and you really feel some accident happens. You just can't take it. You can't see the blood. And here is a good human, excellent human, and it took 14.5 million years to evolve these qualities. He is actually called a human because he has absolute humanity and these human qualities blossom. These cells generate that. You see, each cells function in a different way. Understood? But any cell can be converted into a common cell, and it has entire information. What I mean to say, because we are ruled by the cells in a nutshell. Each cell can function independently, and each cell can also function in union with other cells. Your mind and your body, when you are saying, where is the mind? Is it in your cell? Is it in your brain? Where is it? How is it functioning? So this brilliant cells and this hardware of the brain, your hard disk and this industry, this hardware and this software, know thyself. Know thyself. Socrates said, almost thousands of years back, so know thyself. And Plato and Socrates are so close. You see, Plato loves Socrates and Socrates loves Plato, but none of the people in that generation neither liked Socrates nor liked Plato. Because they are all, any scientific innovation made, and they are outcasted from the society. How many people accepted the Jesus as a saint? After he passed away, now entire world has become a Christianity, and now we all go to the church. But when that great saint is existing, how many people accepted him as a great saint? People rebuked him and people shouted at him. So when Galileo discovered, so that earth is going around the sun, not sun is going around the earth, and people said, has he gone mad? Isn't it? So when Stephen Hawking proposed his, radiation shift theory, shift of universal, shift of the radiation theory, when he proposed, the very American scientists, so the very UK, the famous physicists, and they walked away from the room. Hey, what rubbish you are talking? And it is a Russian scientist, the Kalashnikov, and he said, I am Kalashnikov. You see, I have done this, and I have been thinking, my dear, and this theory about how it is happening. How the black hole is coming, how the black hole is forming, and how the black hole is becoming smaller and smaller, and how it is collapsing into itself, and how it is ending into the singularity. I could not realize it. It is amazing. Congrats, Stephen Hawking. Your theory is fantastic. It can explain the theory of entropy so beautiful. And all other colleagues at, in the Oxford University, all of them, they clapped. The three people walked away. Looking at the fact and understanding these chemicals and the understanding of this, it is just a matter of understanding how the mind functions. So we have a so-called mind and body. So knowing thyself, when I said knowing thyself, what is yourself? Yourself, when you say your mind, your body, isn't it? What is your body? What's your mind? What is your mind? so-called, so now the Freud said this is called conscious mind, he called this is a subconscious mind. So far, whatever I have explained it to you, I just throw a glimpse into this slide, because if I go by slide, you won't like it. So it becomes a typical PowerPoint presentation. But now I can quickly go through it, having explained it quickly. So I will go through it. They are estimated a single cell contains 200 trillion molecules. A single cell of you, as I said, world within the cell is most amazing than a body, and body made up of organs, and organs made up of the tissue made up of a cell. And now the research inside the cell, when you enter, that is small cell, and the world inside itself, and how many reactions? Thousands of coordinated reactions with the precise timing and function. So much precision. The chemistry inside the cell is such a mind-boggling, and these 200 trillion molecules function in such a coordinated way, and they produce how many enzymes. Every day science is coming out with a new enzyme. How many enzymes it produces, how many kinds of the functioning it does, it is a mind-boggling. And what makes a living cell perform all these seemingly purposeful chemical reactions? Have you ever thought about it? What are the chemical theories or a principle that can explain such apparently conscious acts even at a molecular level? And what is the wave function that can explain such a phenomena? That's called a wave function. There is a experiment called double slit experiment. Do you know the double slit experiment? There is a screen here. I keep two slits. Suppose I send a tennis balls, it is forming only two bands. But when I send electrons, it is forming so many bonds it is forming. So many bands it is forming. Suppose now I want to observe what is it making these electrons to scatter across the skin forming a band. Suppose I keep a camera here. And what happens? The moment I keep a camera, you will see only two lines. The moment I remove the camera, and you will see multiple lines. Can you imagine? That's called quantum effect. That's called a observer phenomena. What you have done now, I made you to go from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes when you sat here. You all recollect? Have you all felt good? Have you all felt good? Why you felt good? Quantum effect. If when you are not an observer, the chemicals in you, you are generating, your molecules, your chemicals, atoms inside shattered totally. No order at all. Completely disorder. Entropy is very, very high. When you become an observer from top to down, have you observed or not? Do you agree? You observed or not? You observed. The moment your observation came into, what happened? Your entropy has come to only two bands. Has come down, you feel so relieved. Just think, just with ordinary observation, you feel so relieved. And when your observation becomes a 360 degrees angle, a complete, then what happens? Your entropy becomes, that's called a neuroquantum mechanics. The Penrose, the famous Oxford professor who influenced Stephen Hawking, the same. So Professor Penrose, he talks about neuroquantum mechanics. When your cell entropy drops down to a singularity level, comes to a single level of, it falls to 1, and then your entropy becomes 0. That's called a Boltzmann theory. What is that called? Entropy is equivalent to log n. So that is called Boltzmann constant log omega. This is a principle. What is that omega? Omega is called number of microstates. When you are all molecules, when it comes to, you had only 2 microstates here. You had multiple microstates here, but when you had only 2 microstates here. Suppose when all these fall into one single state, and omega becomes one, singularity, union, yoga, or you call spirituality, or you call any language you want to use, you can use it. And the day omega is equivalent to 1, then entropy becomes log 1 is called 0. And then your entropy becomes 0. You are called an enlightened person. Means your happiness becomes eternal. Eternal. When you reach a single level of state. I give you an example. What is eternality? Eternality means when you reach the lowest level of a uniform microstate. For example, you take a helium liquid. You take a helium liquid and this is called superfluids. Go to the Google and say superfluid. You will get into superfluid characteristics. And when all these helium molecules, when they reach to a superfluid state, that state, and you just put it in, you fill a cup with that a helium liquid and you stir it. You just stir it. What happens? After 1 million years, you come back, it will be still rotating. In your coffee cup, and when you stir, keeping a sugar ball, a sugar crystal in it, when you rotate it, how long that rotation, that stirring lasts? For few minutes? For 1 minute, 2 minutes? Why? Because of collisions, because of gravity. Because of that, it comes down. But when you go to a supercritical state, when all molecules reach to uniform single microstate, like in helium liquid, and it attained eternality, it will, even for billions of years, it will continue to rotate. Understood? This is called immortality. What is it called? Immortality. What is called? Your coffee cup is called mortality. It is dying in 1 minute. A supercritical state of a helium liquid and flowing in a cup is called, it attained a stage of immortality. Why it attained immortality? Entropy is 0. Now, this Penrose and all are talking about the base level, at that level of chemistry we are talking about. That is why you have come here to listen something which is very profound. How can we make all our cells to reach a single state of microstate? What is the technology behind it? Just now you experienced it. It has not yet come like 1 band or 2 bands. A little bit reduction in your wave function, when you remove that interference itself, you have experienced an enormous amount of release and happiness. You just think when you can remove that entropy at the cellular level, and you just think that what kind of brilliant happiness you will get. That is called gaining mastery over the chemistry. Gaining mastery over the chemistry. Because now this topic came, wave function, I have to explain you about, little bit about the wave function. You would enjoy, the science is like that, spirituality is like that. The more you understand, it is brilliant. So there are so many kinds of the cells. These are the types of the cells. And it is said, so many calculations. If you go to the Google, what are the number of cells in your body? Someone says, 50 trillion, someone says 70 trillion, and someone, highest number calculation is 724 trillion cells. I have taken the higher side. Why should I take the lower side, isn't it? So every cell undergoes a death. And it passes information from moment to moment, isn't it? Every cell is dying, and that's called a mitosis. In a multiplication, if anything goes abnormal, it's called a meiosis. That meiosis is called a phenomenon of cancer. It is not listening to your body mechanism at all. That's called an abnormal multiplication of the cell. But otherwise, if it is functioning normally, all of us, we are dying, we are born all the time like this. It's not that, you are living eternally like this. Every day, and so many cells, so go through this, all it, and it transfers all its data to the descendants. Isn't it? It transfers its data. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It goes on changing from one form to the other form. So the genetic information is constantly passed on from one cell to the other cell. It is not necessary how it is done, but it passes on. So, 90% in 365 days, your whole body completely rebuilds itself in less than 2 years. Your entire body is rebuilt. The lost cells that are, like neurons, there are some cells which take, like your brain rebuilds itself, it takes 1 year. It takes 1 year. There are some cells which live only 1 month. And stomach cells, your stomach intestine lining, you pump in a lot of acid, we dump in, so like, McDonald's, French fries to water, KFC chicken to, everything we dump. That's why the lifespan in the stomach cells is very, very less. They live only for 5 days. So they have to be made very fast because the corrosion rate is very, very high. Body is a fantastic mechanism. It knows. So there are many, many chemical reactions. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes sad. Most of the time we are pretty much neutral. So with, mind elsewhere, disappointment, fear, loss, as a part of our life, as achievement, hope, joy, mood shift and transform, many of our reactions are devoid of our consciousness. So fear is called emotional toxicity. It's called emotional toxicity. You see, your surprise shows a different chemistry, your love shows a different chemistry, anger shows a different chemistry, fear shows entirely different chemistry, disgust shows different chemistry. You look at the neutrality shows entirely different chemistry. Absolute neutrality is showing you a black hole. You are ready to enter into a black hole when entropy, becomes reaching a singular. So you reach to the singularity. That's why it is completely black. There's nothing. So when you see, again, pure love. A love, so love shows a brightness, a lot of brightness. I just want to show, the influence of your chemistry inside. Every emotion has a different chemistry altogether in you. It is a scanning report what I am trying to show. So a memory is created, it is a collective energy field generated by an individual cell memories, a cellular memory. So we generate constantly a memory called a cellular memory all the time. What happens? Every time you are watching a soccer, you are watching a serial, you are tasting your everything, every input to your mind-body system, you are thinking it is gone. It is gone. Is it gone? After 20 years, you see your friend on the road. You see, suddenly on the Liverpool road, you will see your friend. You are meeting him after 20 years. What happens? You retrieve his picture. You are only trying to recollect his name. If he is a close friend, you would not even forget. But, if you go into the Google, first it remembers your words. Then, if the network is slow, it takes time to get the picture. Isn't it? But your mind works in the opposite way. First your mind retrieves your picture. Then it tries to retrieve the mind. Just to show how powerful your spatial learning, how powerful your mind is, captures the data. Everything goes into your memory. Nothing is forgotten. What is gone away from only your RAM, from your short-time memory. But everything goes into a memory bank. Actually, science is showing that now the latest finding that actually, some memories are erased and so the new memories are replacing the existing memories replacing. It is not replacing. Actually, it is only addition of the memory to the existing pool of the memory. That's what happens. If I hypnotize you, have you read these Brian Weiss novels? So Brian Weiss, is a world famous hypnotist. He is a very famous past life regressionist. He has many TV programs. So he has shown many of his clients under hypnotic state, how they went on explaining the past life memories and etc. And he has shown if there is technology is already there in the defense laboratories and all. So if I hypnotize you or if I take your brain, I can retrieve entire data from your brain. From moment to moment, and all through your life. Say I hypnotize you like a 3-year-old child. Now, say I am a hypnotist sitting here, standing here. If I hypnotize all of you, like a 3-year-old. Now, you can't speak like this. You'll be speaking like Apple, Amma, Uncle. You're speaking exactly like a 3-year-old. You will forget that you are actually a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old or a 20-year-old. You will agree with me? Exactly. Why? When I retrieve that particular memory of you, you are the same. You are thinking now, how can I act like a 3-year-old? Hey, Mr. Kumar, are you joking? But if I hypnotize you, I can just reproduce the same memory. You will virtually behave. It is just to tell you that no memory is erased. Every memory is going into your cellular structures. Every chemistry. After 20 years, when you see the friend, same emotion you generate. Same, if you had a fight, same anger you generate. Isn't it? Same anger you generate. Everything comes back. Nothing is erased. Everything. After all, this camera and this audio, video, only 2 inputs is recording. But your mind-body system records as more sophisticated. Smell, touch, everything it records. Isn't it? So, this is called a cellular memory. And how your cells remember? They remember in the form of a memory. Like you are given a childhood vaccination. Forever in your life you are protected. How? It is a cellular memory. This virus creates a cellular memory. And in future, anytime this virus enters, your body automatically produces antibodies against any of the antigen. Your body system is enormous. Once a memory created, it cannot be erased. Understand? Once you create a memory of a polio virus, it is like insurance for you for a whole lifetime. Let us not talk about side effects of, let us not get into that part of, but I am telling you what a memory is, how it protects you, how it is protecting you. So physical, mental, emotional, that comes from all our life experiences, genetic heritage, past generations, everything is there. Your past generations, your parents, your grandparents, down the level, 7 generations back, someone has some history, some cancer, some neurodegenerative disease, and doctor would invariably ask you, someone down the line must be having this problem. What does it mean? Do you believe? You say, no, there is no past birth, you may say. But you see, 7 generations down the line, you are carrying a gene within you, a memory within you. Your cell is carrying a memory of the generations of millions of years, not 1 year. So everything is called a hologram. It is created. So as Dr. Candace Purr puts it, 6seconds.org, as our feelings change, this mixture of peptides travel throughout your body and your brain. Every feeling, like you have seen. And they are literally changing the chemistry of every cell in your body. Every feeling, every moment, and it is literally changing the chemistry of every cell in your body. This is how I have proven you. And this is what Dr. Candace Purr says. The adult human brain, approximately 100 billion neurons, approximately equivalent to a number of stars in our galaxy, in our own galaxy. Our galaxy is called Milky Way. In our own universe, like these galaxies, you have so many galaxies. How many? 1 trillion points within our heads. Amazing. And shooting the neurotransmitter, racing. When you picture, when you photograph, you look at the gigantic network, how brilliant your mind is processing the data. Your Google computer is nothing in front of, your brain processor. So 60 different neuropeptides and including the endorphins, So that's how they communicate. How they communicate? Your whole body communication network, intranetwork, intranet, brain to brain, brain to body, body to body, body to brain. Every kind of, it has a fantastic mechanism of communication. All communications are possible. It is only about intra-network. We are not talking about internetworking in the universe. We forget that we are also communicating with the fellow species. The moment I smile, you can sense my smile. Can't you sense? What is it communicating? How you are sensing? An ant before dying, and it alerts other ant, oh, I am going to die, don't come here. How it communicated? You have a GPS ability. You don't forget, all of us, we have a GPS ability, a RFID we are carrying with us. We are constantly communicating. I am communicating with each one of you here. You understand that? Yes. Brilliant chemistry inside. All that exhibits a seizure inhibition, a pain inhibition, appetite stimulation, neuroprotection, anti-anxiety, and trophic action, everything is a pure chemistry that happens within you. It's very difficult for the science to go through each of emotion and what kind of the chemicals involved in each cell, if it can go through separately, and science has not come to that level. It will come one day, 70 trillion cells, what goes on chemistry in each cell, if you really look into it, it's very difficult. So this is an aspect which is evolving now. Every day you generate a positive memories, negative memories, isn't it? So a positive memories create a positive emotion charge. A negative memories create a negative emotion charge. And positive emotion charge, those who are born with more positive emotion charge, they are always happy, peaceful, non-fearful. Most of you, I say all of you are like that. So all of you have come here, all of you cheerful, all of you are happy all the time, So you love Kumar and you love your wife, you love your children, you never have this habit of hating anyone. It means you have only positive emotion charge called PEC. You are called a PEC. So a negative or low vibrational emotional charge called NEC, low vibrational, it can be measured. So it is described as an energy field of life force that is suppressed, held as unprocessed traumatic experiences, negative beliefs about yourself, others, suffocation, fear, any emotion, grief, shame, guilt, embarrassment, resentment, anger, all that stuff. So you will say, hey, come on, don't go to that person. Yeah, he is very bad. He's very bad. Why you call that person bad? Because of which emotion? Negative memories. His negative emotion charge is exceeding the positive emotion charge. Then you label him as a bad person. Mean this person is having more which memories? Negative memories. A person who is positive having what memories? How the memories are created? Who created? You have created the memory. The way you look at it. Suppose you are listening to Kumar and someone walked away. Why someone walked away? Because someone did not like it. So what memory she created or he created? Of course, she had urgency to go, she left. That's a different issue. I'm just taking an example. Don't think. I don't have a habit of thinking negatively at all. What memory she would create? Negative memory. All of you say, Kumar is very good and fantastic. This information is so good. What memory you create? A positive memory. Simple. Who is creating positive or negative memory? You. Is it Kumar creating? No. Kumar is the same. But it depends on you create your own memory. You create your own personality. Not God outside is creating your memory. God outside is not creating your personality, my dear. So you are creating your own memory. You are creating your own personality. Then if you are creating, when you are doing, you can also undo it, isn't it? That science of undoing is called a yoga. The science of undoing is called a meditation. A science of undoing is called an insight. That is called a journey inside. That is called an insight. Precisely, it's called an insight. How we do that, I will explain about that. All these NEC or a PEC is because of past conditioning. What is the conditioning? A repetition of events, a memory is formed a charge, and the charge is called a conditioning in our mind. We all the time function only from the point of condition. I look at my wife, only condition. 20 years after, when I look at my friend must have become a saint now. But 20 years back, he was very angry and very, very fighting nature. But after 20 years, when I see him, what do I recollect? Do I see him as a saint? I boil. If he says, no, come on, Mr. Kumar, I have changed. Do I believe? I don't believe. In fact, this is how we live in the past. Memories rule us and they ruin us. I'm telling you, just the way you look at it. So these are all, so how positive feedback, double negative feedback and double positive feedback, and how it binds and how it is expression, and it's a mathematics, how it is calculated, how it goes, in a different way, how it increases. So all that, so a lot of work being done now. So we will go into the transcription factors, much later. That is not required in this context. So now you look into what does it mean, how your mind processes the data, you see. Number one is called capturing. Is it boring? Thank you. Capturing. Number one is called capturing. You know how your movie is made? Number one step is called capturing. I am going into the mind now. Anatomy of the mind. Number two is called processing. Number three is called storing. Storing is called memory. And number four is called a retrieval. This is how the mind functions. Are you clear? This processing, this capturing is done by your 5, 6 sense doors. So, do you agree? All of us, we have 6 sense doors. You have eyes, you have ear, you have a tongue, you have a skin. This is how you capture the information. You agree with me? Suppose, say you have eye, but eyes are open, but my mind is absent. Can I see? Mind, without mind behind your sense door has no registering of consciousness. There is no consciousness without mind behind a sense door. A consciousness arises only if the mind is present behind your sense door. Do you know what is a consciousness? Eye consciousness is called a sight. A ear consciousness is called a sound. A tongue consciousness is called a taste. Skin consciousness is called a touch. Isn't it? Sense door plus mind and plus object creates a consciousness. Is that clear? So it is purely, I am explaining you very technically, very, very logically. Isn't it? Yes. Say, sense door object and sense door and minus mind, it cannot be create a consciousness. So what creates consciousness? Mind. So mind is very, very important. So I look at you, I create a consciousness. So this is called, I don't bring any Sanskrit or any kind of spirituality. We are talking pure chemistry and pure information. So let us process it only in that way. These are called Indriyas and all that language you don't need. If it is in India, then I should use all that vocabulary of the Sanskrit and all that language, people, then only they will be pleased, Oh, Mr. Kumar is a very great scholar, and they would say, oh, it's a very fantastic talk, again chemistry. So it's all the chemistry. So let us not, so capturing. This is how your consciousness is created. But still, science is still primitive in unknowing the research in the level of consciousness just evolving now. Like this Professor Penrose and all now working. What is exactly this consciousness? Science is now trying to understand. By the time it understands and you will, so the technology, by the time it understands, it becomes called a spiritual science. So then, once it's captured, so once you see, I see all of you, my sense door capture the data. So what it does? It doesn't stop there. So this part of the mind is called conscious mind. This is called a mind which creates a consciousness is called a conscious mind. There is nothing wrong with it. It's so pure. It is so pure. When I see all of you, my conscious mind and creates a consciousness, it is so pure. It looks at all of you in a brilliant picture and you're extremely good. You are an extremely excellent class of Liverpool and Liverpool area. There's no doubt about that. Yeah? And then, that's how the conscious mind tells about. And then, the data captured by these cameras and then goes into your computer. Your computer called hypothalamus, center. So your hypothalamus center, or you call perception, isn't it? You have a data bank, isn't it? Within you, you have a data bank. And this data bank in me sees. You see, she is lean. No, he is very fat. He looks like this. And she looks like this. And she looks like this. If this person looks like this means this person is not good, If this person looking like this person is brilliant, What's happening? My mind is now processing the data. It is trying to process the data captured by this. And then it tells good or bad. Few of these Liverpool and all these people here, and they are very good, except those two people, those who walked away, So mind processed. Why? Because those who walked away, they are not good. Those who sat here and listened like a pet dogs, they are very good. So that's how the mind is, Your processing center processes the data based on your perception, based on your conditioning. Just now I shown you, isn't it? What I am talking, each one of you perceive in your own way. Some of you may like it, some of you may not like it, some of you may be very objective, maybe some neutral, same input. But the way you process data, totally different. It is based on your nature, based on your perception. That is called processing the data. This is called the second part of the mind, a subconscious mind. Now, in the subconscious mind, the first level of the mind comes into the picture is your perception or your conditioning, depending on your nature, depending on that, Kumar wearing this dress and wearing this and so many things. Your mind is very, very powerful. Before you think, my dress and my style of this watch and my hair and everything, your mind processes it. It's fit for nothing, or you think brilliant, so everything it captures. Mind, you can't say, mind is such a fast thing and it already picturizes. The moment I enter into this hall and I look at all of you and my mind already captured and already processes the data. That fast it is. So it is processed. And it processes only in two ways. A positive and negative. Either likes it or a positive cellular memory or a negative memory it goes in. Likes it or dislikes it. Hypothalamus center has done two processing. Today weekend is worth Mr. Kumar. It is okay, The decision I made to listen, come to this, is worth Mr. Kumar attending this. Some of you feel, so coming here, so Mr. Kumar, you think, you thought, this guru will come and something will explain inner chemistry, absolutely is a bad chemistry, It's a very bad, You create a negative perception. A negative perception. So either positive or a negative. If it is a positive, what happened? You are generating right now excellent positive memories, positive chemicals are generating. You feel very good. Hey, come on, let me listen. It's very interesting. Come on, let me understand. Suppose you don't like it. And you don't like it. You're not understanding it. You feel like running away from here. You can stay maximum 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then you can't fight with me. What you will do? You fly away from here. That's called a fight or flight mechanism. That's what we do, isn't it? So why? You like it, you are generating a lot of positive chemicals. You are not liking it, your adrenaline is pumping and you are generating such a, no pheromones, a lot of peptides, a lot of cortisone you are generating and making you burn, making you boil and you run away from here. What is making? Chemicals. These chemicals, so going into the cell, building in the bloodstream, going into the cell, and you are building the cortisones, and cortisones are creating a burning. Your unconscious mind reacts to these chemicals, and they are so happened that, it's so happened they are cortisones, it makes you run away from here. And what memory created? A negative memory created. Whenever you see Kumar from the distance, you run away. I will not again attend this is a talk. I have done a blunder attending his last talk, And whenever you hear, so okay, Kumar is coming here. Let me not miss.
let me know please when Mr. Kumar is coming here. Now let me not miss his talk. It's very interesting, you see. A positive memory went in. And at the end you feel like coming like hugging Kumar. Or, at the end you feel like slapping Kumar, That's how your body reacts. So, storing of the memory and reacting to these chemicals and retrieval of the data. So, this is how the mind functions. And the chemicals are released constantly. Right now you are listening to me. You are generating a positive chemicals, a positive feeling or a negative feeling. And your feeling is nothing but your chemicals released into. Your negative feeling means your reaction of the unconscious mind to your cortisones. A positive feeling means right now your body is full of positive chemicals and which is making you, come on, let me sit here, it's very interesting. You're not even understanding how much the time is passing away, and that is called a positive chemicals, and you have a pleasant feeling here. Your unconscious mind is liking it and you want to listen. Your unconscious mind not liking it, you want to run away. This is how the unconscious mind functions. Now, you have seen the information, so how we are processing. So, step by step. So, you have seen the capturing, the first conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And what for memory is creating? It is these chemicals. These chemicals, we react all the time for these chemicals. If these chemicals decide, we react to these chemicals. This is called unconscious mind. You always, whole life is, I have proven you that is dependent on looking for these chemicals. Now these chemicals are stored because the Kumar memory is now stored. And you look forward to have all the time when Kumar is going to come back. And when you again, wherever you see Kumar, and what happens? Retrieval mechanism happens, isn't it? You retrieve the experience of the Kumar. Why you want to listen to the Kumar when he comes next time? You want to listen to the Kumar because you want to produce the same chemicals today what you produced. Simple. Today you are generating such a profound chemistry which science cannot explain. But you create a special chemistry on every occasion, like whomever you come across, he makes an impression. And that impression lost in your memory, and that makes you, even after 1 year, 2 years, it so happened that day you come to know Mr. Kumar is there, you want to see Mr. Kumar and you will come here the Kumar because of the influence of the chemistry you generated today, it gone into your memory that even after 20 years you will not forget Kumar. I can tell you guaranteedly, and the moment you see the Kumar, then you can retrieve the data. The moment you read, Mr. Kumar is coming to England, okay, he is there in London or Liverpool, and your retrieval mechanism happens. Do you agree with me? Yes. So what you are looking forward, the next level is for the chemical experience. So today, since I have created a chemical experience and you are looking forward to see number of similar chemical experiences with Kumar again and again. So if the Kumar is a musician or so you will keep his photo. Right now Kumar is not a musician or a dramatic artist or a world famous. Otherwise he will not enter into your bedrooms. So far the situation is not at that level, Otherwise, Kumar would enter into your bedroom, as a wall poster, Right now, that kind of impact or that kind of chemistry Kumar has not created in you. Nor I am interested in creating. So what I mean to say is, so that's how a chemical experience we look forward. For what? We are precisely looking for chemical experience. This is always in the present. You create this chemistry always in the present. You react to this present. Your memories are created. Suppose say you want to erase these memories. How you will erase? These memories are there in the cell. Say for example, how you will erase that memory? If I stop feeding and that memory automatically comes out. So if you stop adding, the memory automatically comes out. How that memory comes out? You just think of a Kumar, that's all. What happens going back home? The moment you think of a Kumar, you don't, not necessarily you have to see a Kumar. Just think of a Kumar, what happens? A stream of chemicals already produced in your mind. The moment you get into a kitchen, on the dining table, the moment you see, all the dishes over there, already your body created a lot of chemistry. Isn't it? Lot of memory, retrieval takes place. The smell of it, the hot coffee smell, going in front of the Starbucks, and you feel like, So it's such a nice, strong roasted, dark roasted coffee smell, and like a Starbucks, Starbucks is now starving for the coffee seeds. There in America, they are shutting down because they can't supply, they are not able to cope with the demand. So much demand. Chemistry. So why? So the moment you remember the smell itself, it generates a chemistry. The moment you remember Mr. Kumar remembers his girlfriend, whole body full of chemistry. Whole body, he can't stop, and he picks up mobile and, come on, what are you doing? Hey, are you eating? No? All rubbish. Is it required to know? But chemistry, you see, chemistry makes him, something has to speak, he has to talk to her. Otherwise he can't. Chemistry overpowers. See, just a memory itself retrieves all the chemicals. So suppose, for example, I want to erase this memory at all. So what should I do? If I stop feeding the mind, the object, to this chemical, when they are released, if I don't react, if I don't allow them to go to the memory, the job is done. I am handling if I am not giving to the chemical experience, and then you are called successful. If you are giving into the chemical experience, that is called a habit pattern of the mind. Say now, I want to change this chemistry inside. So how do? I want to erase the memory. I want to erase a memory of anger, a memory of a negative feeling. So how do I do that? Suppose you have a lot of accumulated fat within you. Say, you have a lot of fat within you. You go to the doctor, you say, hey doctor, I want to reduce my fat. What doctor will tell you? So you stop eating. You have a carbohydrate craving, my dear. You stop eating the carbohydrate. Okay? Number one. Number two, you start exercising. Isn't it? You stop eating. You start exercising. Then what happens to your fat? Your fat reduces or not? From where it goes? Where it is? Accumulated. Do you all agree? Agree. So mind also functions in the same way. If you are not saying liking or disliking, suppose your mind goes directly into the cellular memory. You go directly into the cell. Just now I have shown you, double slit experiment I have shown you. You become an observer. You go through each cell. That's called prakriti, entropy. You are watching entropy. You watch each cell. Just you watch. You just become an observer. Just watch. What happens? The memory comes down. Memory comes out in what form? It comes out in the form of that chemical it releases. The moment your mind goes there, it releases the chemical. And that chemical you don't react because you are an observer. And that gets released. That gets removed and it is released. So that multiple interference goes and that memory gets erased. Only the thing you have to become an observer. You have to become observer. That's why that's called a meditation, means a observer of these chemicals and this feeling, this sensation, the chitta. A Patanjali calls yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Chitta vritti means a conscious memory. The one who removes the conscious memory is called an enlightened person. What is a conscious memory? All that we are talking about is a conscious memory. How you can remove the conscious memory? You become an observer, you keep this camera here, and the electrons generating so many multiple bands go away. They will create only 2 bands. Like today you came, you observed the body, every cell you observed, and what happened? You felt so relieved. It is a simple, a practical way of, if I have shown you what physics has shown, I have shown you practically how when you do this scanning and how you felt relieved. You have to become an observer. Have you done it in the past? No. I have directed, you are listening to my instructions, scalp, face and hand and your. I am a coach. You have listened to your coach, you are just following the coach instruction and you have done it. Suppose going back home, you want to try it. It will not be that effective. Why? Because your mind doesn't listen to you. That's the problem. Your mind, listen to me. Now I tell you to observe the watch, the breath. It is not listening to you. You want to hear to me, but so many compulsions. You are remembering the children at home. You are remembering some appointment somewhere. So many compulsions going on. Mind doesn't listen to you. That's why the first step is to train the mind to be in the present. You read that Power of Now and Eckhart Tolle and all this they talk about, so much research going on now. Everything now, mindful-based teaching, mindful-based leadership, mindful-based stress reduction, mindful-based cognitive therapy, everything mindful. I don't know what is the mindful. Now it has become like a yoga, heart yoga, dog yoga, and mindfulness is attached to everything. Actually, what is that mindfulness you're talking about? You have to become an observer of conscious mind, a perception. Perception is the past. Already we have our nature. We are already conditioned by it. And your unconscious mind always functions in the future. It only knows reaction. But where this phenomena of storing the data, memory is created? Only in the present moment. That's why yoga is a way of training yourself to be in the present reality of subconscious mind. Present reality of your cellular memory is only called a present reality. You have to watch only chitta vritti, only that. Chitta vritti nirodha, only conscious memory you have to remove. Suppose, say for example, I say in the name of, yes, there are 2 functions. Now my mind is not listening. I say, I keep my eyes closed. I say, oh Jesus, rosary bead. I have 108 beads in my hand and I am rolling in my hand. So Jesus. Why am I saying? Not to allow my mind to run away. Understand? I am training my mind to listen to me. Otherwise, my mind is going after the children and this is rolling, but my mind is going everywhere. It's not called mindfulness practice. Every religion, whether you take Islam, whether you take Christianity, whether you take Hinduism, whether you take Buddhism, this rosary bead, have you seen? So they have these rosary beads. Do you know how profound practice it is to develop a first level of mindfulness? To concentrate, because mind is not listening to us. So we have to make the mind to listen. I say, you fall in love with, so Jesus, you say Jesus. I fall in love with Rama, I say Rama. I fall in love with Krishna, I say Krishna. And you fall in love with Allah, I say Allah. Naturally, why I say? Because where mind is going, which you like, where you like, isn't it? Where your mind is going? To the movie. Why it is going to the movie? It is thinking about Madonna, you see. That music resort. I want to listen to her. I want to see her. So mind goes where what it likes. That's why your parents have created such a good memory in you, such a good habit in you. They said, come on, remember the Jesus, to place mind in one place, to control the mind. I'm not bringing religion into it. That's why I'm using the different inputs. First level is trying to bring your mind with the object which you like. First level is controlling the mind, because mind is not listening to us. That's the first step.
Some of you fall in with whom ideology you agree. You may like Karl Marx, you may like Lenin, or you may like Winston Churchill, or you may like someone, or Shakespeare, or Elton John, or Keats, or Ellen Wood. Not necessarily you have to remember Jesus. So you say you like Shakespeare, come on, Rosary Beach, Shakespeare, Shakespeare, Shakespeare. You can say, Julius, Caesar. You can say. Effect will be the same. It will not produce any different effect. Let me tell you, it is the same. It will not affect, your faith, your belief, your faith, your belief. It works. It's a magic. It changes your chemistry. There's no doubt about that, even at the first level. And it is very good about it. I'm not trying to tell, come on, you only remember this name, you will. No, chemistry is the chemistry, that's all. It doesn't matter at all. Next level. What should we do? First, your mind listens to you like this, then come on to. The problem with this is, I fall in, now I start liking this particular mantra, this particular guru, and with that I generate a particular chemistry. I love that chemistry. Again, I get addicted to it. That's the biggest trouble. Now I started liking this Jesus, or I started liking Elton John, Shakespeare, and now I am so addicted to Shakespeare. Without Shakespeare, I can't live. Understand? So it is called a conditioning. It's called a conditioning. If there is no conditioning, it is a problem. My mind doesn't listen to me. But if the conditioning becomes too much, then I suffer from a problem called a obsessive compulsive disorder. Then when you go to a psychologist, no, I become spiritual, I am talking to the God, I am talking to the God, you say. And for all world, he is mad. But for him, do you think he feels mad? He feels he is talking to the God. So it doesn't show any change in his personality. He goes into extreme level of conditioning called obsessive. That's why you should be very, very, very cautious about the way you condition your mind. Otherwise, you are creating another memory, and that memory, you are looking for that particular experience. The moment you go to that mantra or that particular guru and you generate that chemistry, you are addicted to that chemistry and you don't want to leave it. Hey, my faith is very great. No, my Allah is great. No, my Jesus is very great. No, my Rama is very, very great. And you fight, I fight, both of us we fight. For what? For our obsessions, for our possessiveness, for our madness. Do you understand? So that's not the purpose of a religion at all. The purpose of religion is to use this conditioning as a positive conditioning, not as a negative conditioning. But if the conditioning becomes too much, a blind faith, when it becomes a blind, all of us, we fight. And in fact, yoga, come on, ban it. It cannot be allowed. It is anti-religious. Is it so? So today you are listening is a pure chemistry, isn't it? Is there any religion in it? There is only humanity in it. There is only human qualities we are talking about. That's how the yoga is all about. Now, the second step, what should we do? Actually, in the beginning, I have taken that support. So, in the beginning, you have to, when a child is born, you hug the child and, you sleep with the child, and child doesn't want to leave you. Do you ever sleep with the child forever? So, as the child grows, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, what you will do? You go and you make that child to sleep in another bedroom. Isn't it? Why? You don't want child to become a dependent on you. You want the child to be independent. That's called weaning off is very, very important. Does it mean that you dislike your child? Absolutely not. So now you have to make the child, so to get rid of this blind attachment. Then only child will develop, isn't it? So you have to become independent. You have to become independent of all this. Your mind should be able to, independent of any word, it should be able to concentrate. At the next level, what you do is watch your breath, something like that. That's called neutral. Deconditioning of the conditioning what you created is the second level of working with the mind. It's very important to deactivate before you can even deactivate your cellular memories, you have to work with the deactivation of
So deconditioning of the conditioning which you created. If you don't decondition yourself, then you are called a cult, you are called, you are called, a religious, you are called a faith, you are called a blind, you are called, you are called a possessive, you are called obsessive compulsive disorder person suffering from. This is called, you are highly conditioned by that particular faith. So what we have to do is, so that is very important. By making the child to sleep in another bedroom, it is not mother is disowning her responsibility. It doesn't mean that mother doesn't love the child. Do you agree with me? So by not remembering the Jesus, it doesn't mean that you have no gratitude to the Jesus. Absolutely not. Jesus wants us, a father wants us to be independent. A father doesn't want to be in isolation. This has to be very clear to us. Now, the next level, you have to train to be independent. For that you have to take some objects of meditation which are very neutral. Where there is no liking, where there is no disliking, where you cannot develop any conditioning. That's why you have to decondition the cellular memories. That's your objective. So that's why you are asked to watch the breath. So what Patanjali or what Buddha or what Saint Vasishtha and all says in Hindu scriptures and all this knowledge, they tell you to watch your ordinary breath. Why they tell you to watch your breath? Because your breath, you have no conditioning. And your breath is a reflection of which mind? When you are angry, you have an emotion called angry. How is your breath? Have you ever noticed? Is it not hot? When you are calm, when you are very quiet, how is your breath? Is it not calm? Totally calm. There is a link, close connection between your subconscious mind, unconscious mind and your breath. And you can only feel the breath in the present moment. You can't experience the past breath or a future breath. Your job is to train your mind to be in the present, because your memory or chemicals are released only in the present. The moment you become an observer of a second level of working is watching just your breath, ordinary breath. So there are different levels of working with the breath. Once your mind watches the breath, it is trained to be in the present, you first decondition the existing conditioning. That's what he is supposed to do. No liking, no disliking. Then automatically this memory starts coming up. At the third level, when I come, in this August I am going to come, or I will come in December, or you can come in December to India. I will make you to observe, and the cellular memories, directly these chemicals, just like today you observed, and as you have gone through it, it is not such a simple thing. And I will take you to a level of singularity. Your omega becomes singularity. All you will see a uniform kalapas, means whole body macrostructures, all cells you will see completely calm down, entropy becomes to such a minimum level, you become completely transformed person, a changed person, your perception changes, your conditioning changes, chitta vritti nirodha, means your cellular memories will be removed, and then you will experience what is that called a union or a singularity, you call a Holy Spirit, or you call Allah, or you call Parabrahma, or you call Paramatma, I call it a non-entropy field. What is there before Big Bang? If I ask you, can you answer? What is there before Big Bang, before of universe? Is it just only the universe in which we are living? The universe is only 12.7 billion years. So when you slept, where were you? Can you recall? Can you recall? These are called altered states of when you dreamt. Do you know you are entering into a dream? Do you know? No, you cannot know. After entering into the dream, and do you know when you are coming out of the dream? You will never know. After coming out of the dream, you will realize you had a dream, isn't it? Can you retrieve all your dreams? Some dreams you can retrieve, some dreams you can't. After the dream, you go into a deep sleep. In deep sleep, where were you? Were you not there? You were there. But where were you? You remember? You can't remember. I say you went into the dark energy field, which is very far away from here. This is called a wormhole traveling. So this is called every day, every human enters into 4 altered states of consciousness. Super states of consciousness, altered states of consciousness, supramundane consciousness, a state beyond consciousness. So far, all this postulation of the universe is only observation of Hubble telescope. Do you think? Is it not? That's all. A Hubble telescope. Do you think all universe is only a Hubble telescope observation? So even you send the most powerful satellite, these are called Fermi's paradox. Who is Fermi, do you know? Eric Fermi, your own British scientist. He is the first one who invented the first nuclear reactor. He is such a great prodigy. UK produced a brilliant class scientist. And one day afternoon he came and sat, with his colleagues. Are we alone in this universe? He asked this question to his colleagues. None of his colleagues could answer this question. Every day when you dream, where were you? You think it is a hallucination? Because it is a half an hour? Because it is a 15 minutes? Do you know you entered into a different domain of consciousness where you were born, where you led your complete life, and then you died over there, and then you came out of the dream? Because it's only half an hour, you think it is a dream? But there are so many species whose lifespan is less than half an hour. Do you know what is the lifespan of your bacteria? It cannot even live 1 minute. Its multiplication rate is very high, but its lifespan is very short. Because it can live only for a few seconds, do you think its life is a mystery? It has a nice childhood, it has a nice romance. Do you know? Everyone has nice romance and nice enjoyment, nice defeat and nice winning, and then nice death. Just like all of us we have. Because its lifespan is only half a second or 1 second or 1 minute, you cannot say it has no life. Can you say an ant doesn't have a life? So my dear, just think. Don't just overrule it because of not understanding. We are too less advanced civilization. These are called advanced civilization. A human is advanced civilization to compare to an ant. And ant tells, I have sent this satellite, but it has not detected so-called human. So I am ruling that there is no human existing on this planet. An ant is telling the other ant. Ants have enormous trillions of population. What do you say? So if you are trying to talk about an angel or you are talking about some civilization, still you send this this satellite and this is your technology. Like ant is trying its technology, but you are not able to That's why, my dear, human life is the most precious life. I have proven you today what a fastest computer it is, what a brilliant hardware it is. Your software is designed to make your entropy 0, to make your cellular memory 0, to make all your negative cellular memories 0. And the day you make it, you are 100% happy morning to evening. Your life changes if you change. As long as I expect everyone to change around me, I become a miserable person. But I should realize no one has to change. It is I have to change. That's all. My perception has to change. Your perception is nothing but your chemistry. If your chemistry has to change, then your perception changes, your personality changes. And when your personality is completely positive emotion charge, you are called a Jesus, you are called a prophet, you are called a Rama, you are called a Krishna. People find you with the love, compassion. They never see you irritating. They never see you in any way. You are always helpful to them. You always serve them. You always show love. They always show love. You always show love. Is there anyone who hates you with the human qualities? Absolutely not. You enjoy, and whoever in your presence, they also enjoy. He is called a greatest scientist. He is called a saint. A saint is the one who mastered inner chemistry. A slave of chemical experience is a miserable person. A master of a chemical experience, a inner chemistry, is called a greatest scientist, is called a great saint. This is the summary of my talk today. And thank you very much. Any questions? I enjoyed this pleasant evening. Thank you very much for each one of you. As I said, truly you are all great souls. There is no so-called according to Murphy law, no called accident. There cannot be any accident. Everything is an incident with so much of precise mechanism and network behind it. So it is not accidental we meet here. And it's a very precise incident, and we all happen to meet here, and I thoroughly enjoyed, as if I meet my family members. All of you I treat like my own family members.